My name is Ava Howard, and today I'm going to be talking about 3 different types of human coronaviruses, and how it affects humans, like the prognosis of each, different facts, what organs are affected, and what organs and systems are involved. So, the first type of coronavirus is 229E type. This is a fairly common virus that is found in middle-aged adults, and they seem to just recover fine. It usually presents itself as the common cold to them, just like stuffy nose, dry throat, coughing, headaches, earaches, stuff like that. And it's not usually harmful. They usually just go into quarantine for a set amount of days or weeks, and then they're cleared to go because it's not fatal to them. This is not the same case for elderly people and younger children. Younger children and the elderly seem to get a lower respiratory tract infection whenever they come in contact with this virus, and it presents with rails on their lungs, so they cannot breathe properly, and then they end up going on the ventilator, but the ventilator cannot reverse the rails that are then on their lungs. So they usually end up passing on because these rails have destroyed the lungs. They can't breathe on their own. In the current pandemic, most of the middle-aged adults that do come into contact with the virus have fully recovered, but the ones that are the elderly and stuff, I don't think it's as common in younger children that they get this type, but the ones that have, I think, have passed from it. The elderly, I think, the 229E virus has the most, it has affected the elderly the most out of the types. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know. But going back to what I said, the lower respiratory tract infection, it involves the respiratory system. The respiratory system includes the trachea, lungs, bronchus, pulmonary, alveolus, larynx, bronchial, pharynx, nose, nasal cavity, paranasal, sinus, and the diaphragm. And yeah, that's the first type. Okay, so you're gonna hear my little brother in the background. I'm sorry. Hopefully you can still hear me just fine. I just have to babysit him, so he's just a very loud 5-year-old child. Anyways, the second type of coronavirus that I'm going to be talking about is the NL63 type. It is an alpha coronavirus that was first identified in 2004 in a 7-month-old child with bronchiolitis. I think I said that right. In the Netherlands, this infecting virus is an enveloped positive sense single-stranded RNA virus which enters its host cell by the ACE2 receptor, also classified as the Cetraco-virus. This type of coronavirus is usually presented as an upper respiratory tract infection, similar to the 229E type of coronavirus, but this one's just upper instead of lower infection. It can be presented as community-acquired pneumonia, also croup in children. And in 2012, another coronavirus-related epidemic occurred in the Middle East, which I think led to some other virus that I can't pronounce. It's MERS. This virus includes the respiratory system, as the previous one did, and it also just destroys the lungs to where you can't breathe on your own. So, yeah. Okay, so the last type of coronavirus in humans that I'm going to be talking about today is the OC43 type. This is a beta type of the coronavirus. It's a member of the species, the beta coronavirus, which infects humans, and this virus is enveloped positive sense single-stranded RNA virus, which enters its host cell by binding to the N-acetyl 9O acetylneuramic acid receptor. That was a lot to say. In November 2010, the majority of the people infected by the OC43 virus were presented with a fever, cough, an upper respiratory tract infection, and lower respiratory tract infection. This beta coronavirus is more commonly found in children with pre-existing conditions. It makes them more susceptible, is that the right word, to the virus. rather than adults and elderly people with pre-existing conditions. The prognosis for this is you go into quarantine like every other coronavirus, or you go into the ICU. But usually the outcome when you get this virus, if you're a child with pre-existing conditions, you're more likely to die rather than recover, because it's just such a toll and a task on your lungs. You need to say hi. Say hi to the video.
Susie.